The drama surrounding Ilia Topuria and Makhachev has captured the imagination of fight fans worldwide, and few voices expressed that anticipation more vividly than Joe Rogan. Their unexpected confrontation at an airport wasn't just a fleeting moment of tension. It felt like the spark of something bigger, the kind of rivalry that grows into a fight capable of shifting the entire UFC landscape. For Rogan, this is the next blockbuster, a bout that needs to happen now rather than later, and one that has all the ingredients to become a defining event in mixed martial arts. Ilia Topuria's rise has been nothing short of meteoric. In just a handful of fights, he's gone from promising contender to a man who knocked out 3 legends in succession. Alexander Volkanovski fell first, then Max Holloway, and finally Charles Oliveira, who lost the vacant lightweight crown in brutal fashion. Those victories, back to back to back, have already made Topuria one of the most talked about fighters on the roster. But for all his dominance, questions remain. His lone appearance at lightweight saw him dropped by Jai Herbert, and critics still point to past moments where stronger opponents bullied him in the grappling department. Against a man like Makhachev, whose game is built on relentless pressure and suffocating control, those flaws could prove fatal. Makhachev is no ordinary champion. He carries the weight of Dagestan's fighting legacy, the heir to Khabib, Nurmagomedov's throne, and he has carved out his own reign with cold efficiency. His grappling is unmatched, his composure unshakable, his will to win undeniable. Joe Rogan looked at the tension between him and Topuria and declared what many fans already felt: this isn't just a fight, it's the fight. Both men sit atop the pound-for-pound conversation, both are at the peak of their powers, and both represent styles that could not clash more dramatically. Topuria's explosive knockout power against Makhachev's grinding dominance. For Rogan, there's no point waiting for Topuria to rack up defenses before making the matchup. The time is now. While that potential superfight brews, the rest of the MMA world refuses to stay quiet. Khamzat Chimaev, freshly cleared to compete in the US after long-standing visa issues, has landed in Los Angeles and immediately resumed stirring the pot. Set to challenge Dricus du Plessis for the middleweight title at UFC 319 in Chicago, Chimaev has already turned his attention to Sean Strickland. For years, Strickland has hurled insults in his direction, and Chimaev wasted no time firing back. "I'm here now, bro," he said during fight week. "If it's personal, come see me. I'm not hiding." Though Strickland is currently suspended, the proximity of both men in the same city has fans buzzing about the possibility of an explosive encounter outside the cage. An official fight between the two seems inevitable, particularly if Chimaev defeats du Plessis and straps UFC gold around his waist. The collision between Strickland's brashness and Chimaev's fury would be pure box office, another chapter in the chaotic theater that defines modern MMA. Yet not every fighter is consumed by trash talk and personal vendettas. Dustin Poirier, the pride of Lafayette, Louisiana, continues to remind the world why his legacy extends beyond the cage. Through his Good Fight Foundation, Poirier recently hosted his 5th annual back-to-school giveaway, handing out more than 1,200 backpacks, filled with supplies to children in need. The event drew massive crowds, with families lining up early to meet him. Poirier himself stood in the heat, smiling, posing for photos, and personally giving away the bags. In a sport defined by violence, his work off the canvas shows a different kind of fight, the fight to give back, to uplift, and to inspire. Even with his career winding down, his presence in the community is as strong as ever. Meanwhile, Arman Sarukian has taken a more aggressive route, targeting Topuria directly. Frustrated by the champion's vague plans for his first defense, Sarukian has mocked him online, calling him a duck and insisting that he would rather vacate the belt than face him. "He knows I'm a problem," Sarukian said. "He wants easy fights like Paddy or Gaethje. With me, it's different. With me, it's hard." Sarukian has battled through injury setbacks, but now insists he's healthy, training twice out and ready to go by the fall. Whether it's Dan Hooker as a warm-up or Topuria for the belt, his message remains the same. Ilia can't run forever. The growing noise around Topuria versus Makhachev only amplifies Sarukian's urgency. Rogan continues to insist that Topuria doesn't need to wait. that facing Islam now is the best move for everyone. To Rogan, delaying the fight risks losing momentum, risks dulling the sharp edge of anticipation that fans feel right now. Both fighters are fresh, both are surging, and both are undefeated in spirit if not in record. Put them in the cage together, and the world will stop to watch. At the same time, Chimaev has been candid about his own ambitions. He wants more than just the middleweight belt. He wants greatness across multiple divisions, and he sees Islam Makhachev as the fastest path to becoming pound-for-pound number one. 3 belts, welterweight, middleweight, and even light heavyweight, have long been his dream. He says he's ready to fight anyone, anywhere, regardless of weight. While some doubt whether he can physically pull it off, Chimaev's intensity and self-belief make it hard to dismiss. In his mind, conquering division after division isn't fantasy, it's destiny. His return to America, though, was made possible by circumstances beyond his fists. Chimaev credited Donald Trump's prior policies with clearing the path for his visa approval, allowing him to finally compete again on U.S. soil. While he laughed off speculation about a future UFC card at the White House in 2026, organized by Dana White and supported by Trump, his presence stateside is enough to reignite speculation. If he wins in Chicago, if he goes on to challenge Makhachev, the ripple effects across the sport will be seismic. Meanwhile, old rivalries never truly die. Artem Lobov has rekindled talk of the impossible, a rematch between Conor McGregor and Khabib Nurmagomedov. On the surface, the idea sounds absurd. Khabib retired undefeated in 2020 and has shown no interest in returning. McGregor hasn't fought since breaking his leg in 2021, and his aura of dominance has long since faded. Yet Lobov believes that if McGregor can return in peak form, if he can secure one emphatic knockout, the pull for Khabib to come back would be too strong. "I think he'd do it," Lobov said. "If Conor was truly back, Khabib would return for that fight." It's a dream scenario, one that plays more to nostalgia than reality. Fighters like Matt Brown argue that McGregor's identity as a winner has been shattered, first by Khabib, and then permanently by Dustin Poirier. In Brown's view, McGregor is no longer the man he once was, and the swagger that once fueled his success has dissolved. Yet even as his competitive relevance fades, McGregor's name remains a magnet. For fans, the what-if of McGregor versus Khabib 2 still lingers, a reminder of just how massive that rivalry was, and still could be under the right circumstances. While speculation swirls elsewhere, Dricus du Plessis keeps his focus narrow. As the reigning middleweight champion, his mission is simple: defend, defend, defend. Unlike others who chase double champ status, du Plessis wants to build a lasting reign before moving up in weight. At 31 years old, he says there's plenty of time for bigger challenges, but for now, he's committed to solidifying his place as king of his division. His upcoming fight against Chimaev will be his 3rd title defense, and he believes that only after such a foundation is built should champions consider jumping divisions. It's a mindset that contrasts sharply with the restless ambitions of fighters like Chimaev or even Makhachev, who is already eyeing welterweight glory. And so the UFC enters a period of tantalizing uncertainty. Topuria versus Makhachev looms, like a storm cloud on the horizon, a fight that could shake the sport to its core. Chimaev's return promises chaos, whether against du Plessis, Strickland, or even Islam. Poirier's philanthropy reminds fans of the sport's humanity, while Sarukian's relentless callouts keep the lightweight division on edge.